It's midday. Hello, good afternoon. This is News Today. My name is Kenneth Jesse. This is Joy News. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. This afternoon, Interior Ministry orders probe into alleged assassination attempt on the special prosecutor. We have details on Joy News Today. Lightwave Health Management Systems considers legal action against government over discontinuation of contract and non-payment of $23 million extra service fees. We have details as LIMS reveal about 300 health facilities plug out of their system. Also ahead, Accra High Court dismisses application by lawyers for Ashanti Region's New Patriotic Party's chairman, Wuntumi, for prosecution to make further disclosures. We got details as Wuntumi's legal team insists they are satisfied with the court's ruling. The opposition MPP is rallying behind former President John Agyekum Kufuor's criticism of the Akufo-Addo administration, with Deputy General Secretary Haruna Mohammed saying Kufuor simply told the truth about the tough decisions that led to the party's 2024 defeat. And growing frustration in Mankasim over Parliament's delay in ratifying the Woya Lithium lease as residents threaten massive demonstrations.
Many agitations which could have led to demonstrations and anarchies. And as I sit here, I tried my possible best as Omahin to avert most of them.
We've got more on that on our series Hope on Pause, the Lithium Promise. These plus business, sports, world news and showbiz in this package. Do stay for details. Hello again. The Interior Ministry has ordered a probe into alleged assassination attempt on the special prosecutor. This is after Director of Research, Communications and Strategy at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Sami Darko, revealed that the special prosecutor, Kisie Jabin, has survived 2 assassination attempts. More on that from that particular statement. Let's go to our touchscreen and read it to you live as we've been receiving it in the last few minutes, and it says that the attention of the Ministry of the Interior has been drawn to information that the special prosecutor, Mr. Kisie Jabin, has survived 2 assassination attempts while discharging his duties to the Republic. The Director of Strategy, Research and Communications at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Sami Darko, mentioned the assassination attempt on Newsfile on Joy News, a television station in Accra on the 6th of December, which is Saturday. They continue to say that he also claimed on the same program that he had been handcuffed and beaten by 17 police personnel. Beyond the security implications of these claims, such dangers to personnel of accountability institutions, if true, can undermine the government's efforts to combat corruption, which have intensified since it took office. Well, the ministry has taken up the matter with the seriousness it deserves. And it continues to say that here are some of the preliminary findings on the alleged assassination attempt. 1, initial contacts with Kisie Jabin have revealed that the assassination attempts on him, as claimed, happened before this year. 2, there is no record or report of such threats against his life at any police station or at any of the state security agencies in the country. The Minister of the Interior has further directed as follows. It says that since crime does not expire, the ministry has ordered a full-scale investigation into the claim of assassination attempts. 2, the ministry has also ordered an investigation into the claim by Sami Darko that he was handcuffed and beaten by 17 police personnel. The ministry will update the public on the outcome of these investigations and the actions to be taken. The Ministry of Interior reiterates its commitment to protecting all lives and properties to ensure that all Ghanaians can conduct all their lawful affairs without any fear for their safety. So that's the latest coming from the Ministry of Interior about 30 minutes ago. And then this statement was released on their social media handles saying that they are investigating the alleged assassination attempt on the life of Kisi Ejabin, the special prosecutor. Well, away from that, though, it's a developing story which will definitely bring you more on that. But in the meantime, the opposition New Patriotic Party says it is standing firmly behind former President John Agyekum Kufuor's criticism of the Akufo-Addo administration, saying he simply spoke the truth about the tough decisions that shaped Ghana's economic path before the 2024 elections. Speaking on the Delay Show, former President Kufuor blamed the MPP's defeat on failed policy decisions, including the domestic debt exchange program, the National Cathedral project, and the power distribution services deal.
Okay. There been Mr. COVID. That there be whom be a buyer no kahuna afi. No, I can't say Kufuor manage COVID no ye. Okay. Near me who near the but no actually no. And near money be
governance was going well in the beginning until COVID-19 set in. He managed it well, but I never understood certain things like the domestic debt exchange program, as well as the National Cathedral.
Now, what can I say?
I wasn't consulted, and I thought it was going to be done through private funds. The PDS as well, I didn't understand.
Privately, no more.
Okay.
And bomb to Akofa as a government and as a day. But so to me see, yeah. But we as a public resources no more.
Okay.
And Kobubu Bangladesh as judges near the team. But we as no, I didn't see intimacy.
And I didn't do.
And I be bit PDS, be so a coba and this man.
Okay.
Until I be brave, but Mr. Makame Sabio Marita, my Cocramity, Nameshe. Until Sir Nadia Bakuswa, I say, Osha say 2016 landslide near the winning side election, nearby power. Now, 2020 election, na tensions in Yamabiaba, and I fee about hang parliament here, NDC battery. It took just one vote, one seat in parliament to distinguish president when you're majority, but now a reduced majority. Then 4 years later, last year, and the way in which as a Ghana electorate, you cannot take
them for granted.
It for granted.
So that's former President John Kufuor speaking with Delay on the Delay Show. Let's get more on this and bring in the MPP's Deputy General Secretary, Haruna Mohammed. Thank you very much for your time. He's joining me on Zoom. Haruna, this is a man that led your party to 2 election victories. Why wasn't he consulted on these peculiar policies that were implemented by your party, which some say ultimately cost you the 2024 elections?
Thank you very much. I would like to say good afternoon to your cherished viewers and yourself. I believe that President Kufuor, who we so much respect in our party, spoke the minds of many, including the contributions that he has made to Professor Michael Quay when he was visited to be able to tell us why we lost the elections. The MPP have said that what President Kufuor has said is not something different from what is known and what has become a fact. Even in the words of President Akufo-Addo, he said that the DDEP was a difficult decision, but a necessary decision for him to have taken at that particular point in time. Many other bigwigs within our party admitted that that decision cost us, and we know that certain difficult decisions are taken, but it brings results later. And that is why the NDC is benefiting from the domestic program, as we said today. Again, he mentioned certain policies, and those particular policies he has mentioned are matters that we have captured as part of the reasons. And that is why the MPP has clearly indicated that, given the opportunity again, there are a number of things that we are going to do differently. And I think that President Kufuor spoke the truth, and I don't think that there is any ambiguity in what President Kufuor has said.
Again, this is someone who was also president of this country for 8 years. Does that go to show that he was sidelined during the previous Kufuor administration by both party and government?
Oh, I don't know where you are drawing the sideline from, but as a matter of fact, President Kufuor mentioned some specific policies that he was responding to, whether he was consulted. President Kufuor was not generalizing the entire discussion, but he was responding to a specific question, which he said he was not consulted. And when somebody says he was not consulted in a matter, he's not consulted, and that is it. You don't need an answer to say why he was not consulted. Once you are not consulted on a matter, you are not consulted. Just as you have asked me, once you have gotten me to speak on a matter, if you have not gotten me, your news would have still come on right. My coming adds something. My absence perhaps might not enrich something. So that is how a discussion is. So once he has made it public, it means that actually he was not consulted. And I don't think that it is a matter for us to discuss whether he should have been consulted or he should not be consulted. He's a leader and he's somebody that we respect so much in our party. And once he was not consulted and he becomes the next person that becomes president will also take certain matters as to how consultations would have to be strengthened for the good of the country and the party.
Haruna Mohammed is the Deputy General Secretary of the Opposition MPP. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. You're still watching Joy News today. Let's bring you more stories this afternoon because managers of Lightwave Health Information Management System, LIMS, say they may drag government to court following the abrupt end of their $100 million contract. The dispute centers on government's refusal to renew the 5-year deal and pay an outstanding $23 million plus an additional $25 million for services rendered in 2025. Well, Health Minister Kwabena Mintai-Kando has defended the decision, arguing that Lightwave failed to fulfill or meet its contract obligations and that services provided this year were not covered by any agreement. Well, government has since issued a 1-month ultimatum for a switch to the Ghana Health Information Management System. Well, speaking on the AM show earlier, project manager of Lightwave, Eric Ajay, revealed that about 300 hospitals have disconnected from the LIMS platform since the controversy began.
Asked to come to your facility to do anything.
So are you saying that as we speak, there are some health facilities that are still using your system that are not encountering challenges?
As we speak, there are some government health facilities and quasi-government, that's the CHAG facilities, that are using our systems without encountering any challenges because they have kept their connections up. But if they disconnect and they go down and they call for support, we don't have any agreement with the ministry to provide them any support. We wish we could have, but because of that lack of any form of continuing of the work, as the ministry has not asked us to do anything, we are unable to provide that support.
When did these health facilities decide to go off?
I think after the initial, I think some of them went off before the initial, the initial engagement we had with the ministry, especially relating to the NHIA shutdown.
So you're saying everything started this year?
This year, everything started this year. The systems have been running for close to 9+ years. And facilities weren't going through these challenges.
These institutions, how many are they?
We have about more than 450, but we want to limit it to that numbers that are out.
Those who plugged off?
Oh, they are well over 300, about 200 to 300 facilities.
They plugged off your system?
Yes.
And have you found out why they decided to go off?
Some may be due to their connectivity, maybe the wide area connection going down. So if the connectivity goes down, we have systems that I said I'm going to demonstrate, that would alert our teams of these systems that have gone off, and then we will proactively go in to assist because we don't manage that connectivity. It's managed separately. We don't manage it. So if there are rains or there are power cuts, we will not be in the northern or southern part of any facility to know what is happening. So based on the dashboard alerts, we will now follow up, and sometimes if it is power, we guide them through these processes in restoring.
He also says the company is now considering legal action to recover its arrears if government fails to respond.
Communicate to the ministry. We have sent copies to the Office of the President through the Chief of Staff and the Ministry of Health. But as we speak now, no feedback has been heard, meaning they are not ready to even invite a third party to try and settle matters.
Eventually, will it go to court?
Yes, if it gets there, we will. Because there are steps, like I said. If someone is getting you to a certain angle, yes. After all, the minister said he has sent information to the OSP, to the AG, to IOCO, NIB, for them to advise. And so if that is the way the minister, then there is a high possibility of some judgment that, and this can only be addressed by the courts of law.
Okay.
Well, let's take you to the courts now, because an Accra High Court has dismissed an application by lawyers for the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Ntwi-Buesiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, seeking additional disclosures from the prosecution. Well, the defense had argued that the documents they requested were crucial to the management of the case. During today's hearing, both sides argued their positions, with Deputy Attorney General Justice Sremsai urging the court to dismiss the application. After considering the submissions, Presiding Judge Audrey Tay ruled against the defense, effectively striking out the request. Andrew Appiah-Kubi is lead counsel for Chairman Wontumi.
There was this legal argument as to whether or not our application was wholesome. We are very happy that the ruling suggests that, yes, we had a right to ask for those documents, yet the Attorney General doesn't have any such document in existence. We're asking for three main documents. One of an alleged conveyance between Chairman Wontumi and a certain Anum guy who is a prosecution witness, Henry Inkum. And two, a purported or an alleged conveyance between Akunta Mines and Henry Inkum. Both documents don't exist by the ruling of the court. Now, the third one was a purported ownership of ammunitions directed at Chairman Wontumi. We asked for them to provide documentary evidence of proof of ownership of those guns or ammunitions confiscated by the police on site. They don't have any such document to support that assertion. So, though the court said that the documents we were looking for were irrelevant as per the Attorney General's submission, we are confident that same will not be tendered or relied on during the trial, and we achieved the purpose for which we filed the motion. So we are very happy this morning that there is no proof of conveyance.
Andy Appiah-Kubi is lawyer for Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, Bernard Ntwi-Buesiako, also known as Chairman Wontumi. We head to the Central Region now because tensions are rising in Mankasim as residents accuse Parliament of dragging its feet on the Ewoya Lithium project. Well, the residents have threatened to protest if the delay continues. Traditional leaders are struggling to hold tensions down, appealing to President Mahama to fulfill his campaign promise and ensure the lease is ratified. Emmanuel Jivenu has more in today's episode of Hope on Pause, the Lithium Promise.
The freeze on all developments remains in force within the Mankasim Ewoya enclave. Residents are still waiting for Parliament to ratify the Ewoya lithium mining lease. The delay leaves families unsure of what comes next, and many are turning the frustration towards traditional leaders who asked them to cooperate 2 years ago. The chief linguist for the Mankasim traditional area, Kwame Issel, says he supports the project, but the slow parliamentary process now places all the pressure on traditional authorities.
Na omana asanya fosa yentumi nsisi oman we japade mo ntie jatu ra onkoro na mo nso so ada se so kwanete ano oman yenyantum osa wo kwen wa ba sisi ya mi aso adan me ya adwuma me ya hwe na ada ya so sterara no so ade onpu free ndese se ya ko se yarba ate adwonyo na ade.
Young men who should be farming are now tired of waiting, and some are openly planning protests because they believe traditional leaders are hiding information. The chiefs are constantly appealing for restraint, but these conversations are becoming more difficult.
One sign was why I feel it. Not that I myself go from one message. There's a young man and cry. I hear about to take cocoa. That I chabang or sat on by Baden, Bibi and hard. Then you had the baby and I. I will brag a young mogo. Make a tembo. You better side of Mamma by Dada. Shall brag him at dry. I'm no beer. Get the beer book was so quiet. Now, since I said, now, yes, I want to unquote. You can see the baby in that. You want a baby. To my say, I'll be a plan at the
Paramount Chief of the Nkusukum traditional area, Nana Okesi Esando IX, says he is now managing rising agitations almost every week and has had to step in several times to stop residents from demonstrating because they fear losing their farmlands and homes without compensation.
I'm not in the agro.
You're the broke, and I'm a bit Guana. Osana has maybe Anya. What was I pay? Yeah, by into Bessie's messing a paradigm, I pass a man yet. And I ever season there. A man be says a man yet. A man by the pay by into Bessie's.
You see, I don't hear from the day. When I stop with man. You're the crow, yam young qua. Say, I'm a fair and quiet, you crony young qua.
This led to so many agitations, which could have led to demonstrations and anarchies. And as I sit here, I tried my possible best as Omahin to avert most of them by appealing to the people who wanted to demonstrate and explain issues to them.
Every passing month increases mistrust towards traditional leadership. Chiefs say they are now carrying the burden of defending a process that only Parliament can unlock, and some residents no longer believe explanations from the palace.
It is making some of us like, let me use the word, like we are liars. We are not telling them the truth. Because we go to meeting, we come and tell them that things are on course and they see nothing. Please, use your good office and try your possible best and have this project ratified for us.
The chiefs can only hold back anger for so long. And if Parliament continues delaying the ratification, traditional leaders may soon struggle to calm residents who feel their future has been put on pause without explanation.
I saw a problem yesterday, because I didn't want you to me not to pay for about one more come out as zero. I banana didn't about you anymore. So show you my yippee or my cata. That's how made in one side, no one's here. No more to clean away. Watch me, you, and that cat was I. I'll come out the you wearing or better cat and more of an aware.
During the 2024 general election campaign, Many residents say they listened carefully when the then candidate John Dramani Mahama visited the Central Regional House of Chiefs and promised swift attention to the lithium mining lease if elected. Chiefs in this enclave say they repeated the assurance to the people and it now contributes to the pressure they are facing. Osajefo Amanfo Edu VI is the paramount chief of Mankasim traditional area.
I was so happy about the answer you gave. Your answer had two parts. The first part was that, as at that time, the party in power had the majority. So if they want to approve it, they could.
Nana Mankasim, it can't be true that the opposition is against the lithium project, because why do they call us the minority? We don't have the numbers. They are more, there are 138 of them. And so how can we stop anything? If they want to pass it, they'll pass it because they have the numbers.
The turntable has turned. Your party, NDC, is in power. So if they want to approve it, they can. And I know for sure that because Cabinet has approved it, it means it's a deal. You also made a very valuable statement, and I learned a lot from it. You made me hear for the first time the word stranded assets. It came from you, Your Excellency. I will urge you, if your people can play that address, the response to my question when you came to the Regional House of Chiefs.
Research is going on, and new sources for these electric vehicles are being discovered beyond lithium. Recently, the Japanese have discovered some other way of creating these electric vehicles that don't use lithium. And so as these inventions are coming, right now lithium is the favored choice for batteries for electric vehicles. But if we don't mine it quickly, a time will come they'll discover something else, and the value of lithium will go down. It has already come down with some of the new inventions that are being announced. So if we have this resource, the better we mine it as quickly as possible and take advantage of it. Otherwise, if time passes by, we have what we call stranded assets. You have an asset, but it's stranded. There's no longer any need for it. And so I think that is something, this is a national cause. If that revenue comes, it's going to come to help the whole nation, not only Mankasim. So it's something that all of us must support. And Nana, me and you are on the same wavelength. We'll work together to make sure that this thing goes forward.
So the aspect of the majority and the aspect of the stranded assets, they've all turned in your favor. Do something now.
For now, chiefs will continue to ask residents to remain patient, but they admit the pressure is rising, and without parliamentary action, the possibility of demonstrations and civil unrest will become harder to prevent. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Central Region.
And from the Central Region, let's now head to the Ashanti region, where some farmers in mining communities are abandoning their farms and venturing into illegal mining, which they say is more attractive and lucrative. Well, the trend, according to officials of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, is worrying and threatening food security in these communities. The following report has more.
The mainstay of communities in the Amanse Central, West and South districts is farming and mining. But a worrying trend is emerging as most farmers now see mining as more lucrative than their farm jobs. Millicent Elua Aka is the Agric Director for the Amanse South District.
We are being challenged because of the galamsey. A lot of farms have been down because of the galamsey. So currently where we do have a lot of farming activities going on is Nipa and Chirimia, and we are being challenged of labor because looking at when they go for galamsey, the money that they will get, and when they come to farming, as in agric, comparatively, it doesn't match. There is that disparity.
Officials of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture are now banking their hopes on both government and private intervention to equip farmers in communities within the Amansia South and West districts. Asanko Gold Ghana Limited has stepped in with a community agricultural support project which aims to support both the immediate needs of farmers and the long-term development of agriculture in the host communities. The program also seeks to improve yields through better quality inputs, strengthen technical capacity through farmer training, and promote climate-smart and sustainable farming practices. Ahmed Mohadini Yaya is the general manager at Asanko Gold Ghana Limited.
We want to change the narrative. So we are coming on board with this program. This is part of the model we instituted for the 5-year development program, so that at the end of the day, we'll support the farmers gradually to where they want to be. We cannot leave the land barely being destroyed by illegal mining. We need to bring on board some form of farming as it used to be before. So that at least whatever they come out, the product that they bring, we even support us. We could buy the products, even like we put them within the poultry farming. As that is produced, we can buy them and consume them in the mining areas where we see, same as other products that they are going to consume.
Some beneficiary farmers lauded the initiative.
Almost a boy and said a bay banchi, no more video a banchi. Then come say, and Kayuna Moruan comes with Moruan, a catchy cacranimo, no banchi, no more Maya. This year make us say, if you come apart and Yasam Kitwa. And no more Maya, the Satikuana, a Boko Haram, a boy.
Farmlands continue to be destroyed by activities of illegal miners. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
And you're still watching news today on Joy News. When we return from the break, we'll bring you the latest in the world of business. See you in a moment. Welcome back to Joy News. Today, let's take you live to Parliament now, where the minority of the House is addressing the press on the proposed tariff increment.
That March price this year, you get $80 to $90 million losses. Why does the government ignore this reality and instead impose measures that further impoverish Ghanaians? Instead of fixing the system, the government has chosen the lazy path of shifting its failures onto already sovereign consumers. This will completely wipe out the meager 9% wage adjustment for 2026. Consequences: if the government does not listen to the call to withdraw the tariff hikes, they are going to cause 1. Escalating utility poverty, leaving more families unable to afford basic electricity. 2. Collapse of SMEs, which form the backbone of our economy due to unbearable operating costs. We are already experiencing a teeming unemployment youth in the country. Job losses as industries scale down or shut down operations. 4. Reduced productivity and competitiveness, further weakening the economy. And then 5. Heightened social and economic hardship, deepening the suffering of workers and households. These tariff hikes are not reforms, they are punishment. They are not solutions. They are symptoms of failed leadership and poor policy choices. We call on the government to immediately halt these incessant increases. The minority stands firmly with Ghanaian workers, households, small businesses, and industries struggling to survive. We will continue to use every legitimate parliamentary tool to demand fairness, transparency, and accountability in the management of the nation's utilities. Our position remains firm and non-negotiable. This tariff hike must be reversed immediately, and measures must be taken to protect consumers and sustain businesses. Ghanaians deserve relief, not repeated shocks. They deserve leadership, not exploitation. And we, as the minority caucus, we will continue to hold this government accountable and defend the rights of the people. Thank you, members of the press.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ranking. I think, do you want us to do the three or you take questions? Okay. So, committee members are here. We have our colleagues there. So, whatever it is, all of us will begin to address it. Thank you. Okay, Brian. Yes.
Chairman, so PRC has been speaking. The explanation is that every 5 years, what they do is a major tariff increment or review. And in between, we have the quarterly review. So the last time they did something this heavy was 5 years ago. What do you say to that explanation?
You say review. Review can be downwards or upwards. So why not downwards? If you listen carefully to what I was saying, I said our current demand is around 3,500 megawatts. And recently we were able to reach peak demand of 4,080 megawatts. So when you deduct 30% of what is going on waste, 30%, that's 12% to technical losses, 20% to commercial losses. Why are we still having commercial losses in this country? When will be the time that commercial losses will be thing of the past? So I quantify it. I said, if you quantify the current recent peak demand and the normal demand we have in the country, we are losing about 80 to 90 million US dollars. So tell me, can't we use this money to offload whatever cost or whatever debt we have? Every time, every day, all the time, we've been talking about losses, commercial losses, technical losses. But it seems nobody is taking serious account of it. And let me tell you, when you travel out to the countries that we are looking up to also do our own in a better way, you can never hear any commercial losses. They have zero commercial losses. What they have is minor technical losses. That is normal. That is why I didn't quantify the technical losses in terms of monetary terms. Rather, the 20% out of it, which is the commercial losses. We need to be serious about that. So if you say review, review can be downwards and upwards. So why don't you make it downwards? Because during President Nanado's time, there was a review on downwards. So this is what we are expecting. And as you said, the major, review. This year, how many times have we increased tariffs? So many. So should we continue doing that? We are killing our businesses. Thank you.
Okay.
The commercial losses, a lot of which has to do with the attitude of the elite. When you particularly, sometimes from greater journalists, we've been told that sometimes churches are involved. We have underage people. Sometimes we want to do people involved in illegal connections, and this, in the long run, affects this find out these commercial losses. As a member of Parliament, energy committee, what would you also tell the Ghanaian, the attitudes that they have towards
My brother, recently they say some people have embezzled funds. What did you see? Rambo-style arrest. Why don't we use those measures also on those? Because 90 million or $80 million in a month, is it a small money? So we should have, as a government, should have a proper special task force operation in place, in charge of those things. I'm not saying the government is the cause of that. No, I'm saying this is what is in existence. So we should rather mobilize our strength towards attacking it. Because if not, all the time we'll be increasing tariffs. So we need to stop it. There should be a stop at some point. That is what we are calling for.
Just a second. Just to correlate what our ranking has put out. When you have huge commercial losses like we have put across to you, what is the strategy by government, by ECG and Co to reduce this significantly so it doesn't become a burden to be pushed over to the Ghanaian consumer? And we know the effects of high electricity tariffs. We are indicating that it has gone up by almost 30%. This is 28%. That is extremely high in terms of a year when you have this significant increase. And so when you measure it against
So those live scenes from Parliament where the minority led by the ranking member on the Energy Committee is addressing the press on the impending increase in electricity and water tariffs. And that brings us to sports. And Benaya, dressed sharply, is here with the latest. Benaya, what do you have for us?
Well, and in sports, we are still in the World Cup mood. So Black Stars head coach Otuado believes that the Black Stars can compete and beat every team in their World Cup group. Reacting to the draft after Friday, Otuado said he is confident that his team have the quality and chances of getting positive results against the likes of Panama, England, and 2018 World Cup finalist Croatia.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough group. We can't take any game easy. I know some people might think, oh, Panama, we just beat them and then we will. No, this is the wrong thinking. We have to take it very, very seriously. We have to prepare ourselves very, very well. It's going to be tough, just one I can say. But surely we have the quality to beat all of them, also England.
Yeah, now, England is a team that many of the pundits are scared of as far as the Ghana group is concerned. But the Ghanaians also called for England. Now, you are the man who have the mantle. Whatever you say is what we believe. Do you think England is going to pose a threat to us as far as our qualification to the next stage is concerned?
Like I said, we have to take it step by step, and we have to prepare ourselves well. We have to surely look into their recent games, and we prepare the players well. And I know that on a good day, we can also beat them, just like Senegal did. But on a bad day, it's going to be also difficult. And like you said, I think they're the favorites in the group. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in pot one. And they have a lot of superstars, a lot of good players. And we have to be our toes to compete with them.
So what will Coach Otuado be doing from now to the next 6 months before we take on the rest of the world?
Surely we will plan, we will organize who will watch which games. Surely my analysis will feed me with a lot of games.
While England head coach Thomas Tuchel said his side must be fully prepared on facing Ghana because it won't be an easy task.
Difficult opening game. Then we have Panama that I don't know so much about at the moment, but they are ranked 30th in the world. So this by itself should tell us already that it's not easy. And then we have Ghana, who are regulars in World Cups, play with Kudus and Semenyo, who are like well-known top players of the Premier League. So I think overall very difficult group that we got. I think there's a history with almost everyone. If you manage to play so many tournaments like England, you have history with a lot of countries. But it's a big opening game for the both of us.
And that's it for the sports segment with me, Benaya Elom Dapamapo. For more stories, you can log on to myjournline.com. Up next is World News.
And in world news this afternoon, some 100 children who were abducted from a Catholic school in central Nigeria last month have been freed. Nigeria State's Chief Police Officer and Bishop Bolus Yohonu, who is in charge of the school, as the local leader of the Catholic community, say they had received confirmation of the students' release. More than 250 students and 12 staff were kidnapped from St. Mary's Catholic School, the latest in a wave of mass abduction. Now, the bishop says he presumes the authorities may need time to process the pupils and provide necessary support before announcing a formal handing over. And Showbiz is next.
And it's time now for Showbiz. I am Loy Sholademi, bringing you news happening in and around the world of entertainment. Let's get into our stories. Now, last Friday's drums, culture, and the warm aroma of tradition filled the Art Center on Friday as Ayewa Festival burst into life, transforming Farmers' Day into a vibrant celebration of Ghana's hard-working farmers. The event blended spirited performances, colorful displays, and indigenous rhythms, creating a festive atmosphere that paid homage not only to the nation's agricultural backbone, but also to the cultural heritage that sustains it.
Festival kicked off today at the Art Center with vibrant energy and rich tradition. This unique festival celebrated delicious meals prepared by hard-working farmers, served in the iconic and beloved Ayewa Bowl. And with today being Farmers' Day, the celebration felt even more meaningful. We witnessed an exciting opening ceremony led by the Director of National Culture, Mr. Eric Ohinlabi, who shared remarkable insights, including how the Center National Culture is helping sustain the Ayewa Festival and keep its cultural value alive.
Ayewa Festival, a vibrant celebration of Ghanaian food, creativity, and culture. Ayewa Festival is not just another event, but a proud contribution to the nationwide Black Star experience and the highly anticipated December in GH under the distinguished auspices of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Ayewa Festival has become one of the babies of which the National Commission on Culture has actually introduced. We started with something that we call It's Ghana, Experience Ghana, Work Ghana, and then Wear Ghana, of which we try to promote what we produce here and also trying to experience the value, because it is up to us for us to experience what we produce, of which we can also expect others to emulate same. And for that matter, celebrating Ayewa Festival is one of the thematic key concepts of which the National Commission on Culture have introduced across the 16 regional centers, of which Greater Accra Center for National Culture, we are praised to host this year's 2025 Ayewa Festival here at the Art Center, Accra.
The organizer of the Ayewa Festival, Dennis Boati, also spoke passionately about the inspiration behind the event. He revealed that the name Ayewa reflects its roots from Kwewu and emphasized that Ayewa is here to stay. He also gave a hint of the exciting improvement to expect next year, while wishing all farmers a very happy Farmers' Day.
Before we had the plates and all those things to eat in, what we were known for as Ghanaians was the Ayewa. That's where we used to eat. In fact, everything that we want to eat was from the Ayewa. And you know, Kwewu is where the Ayewa is from. So I was like, it looks like we are forgetting our heritage. Let's go back and look for what made us who we are and bring it back to the Gen Zs, you know. So going forward in 2026, trust me, it's going to be something crazier. It's going to be a biannual festival. We'll do Easter and then we'll do December.
A large number of patrons trooped in, happily expressing what it meant to enjoy food from the Ayua bowl again. Many also shared warm Farmers' Day wishes.
I tried some egg and we've had some jollof already.
So you ate the jollof in Iowa?
An early bed, and I saw the setup, how the food will be eaten were made right before us. Very neat, very spicy.
The event wrapped up on a beautiful note, with music and captivating performances that left everyone looking forward to the next edition of the Ayua Festival.
Well, moving away from that story, Iowa West Wagons MP John Dumelo is already in full Christmas mode. And this year, Santa is wearing boots and coming straight from the farm. In a heartwarming dash across the constituency, Dumelo was captured sharing everything from bags of his own locally grown rice to freshly dressed chicken, cooking oil, eggs, and even sewing machines, all to support school feeding and give residents a boost ahead of the holidays. Well, that's it for Showbiz. I am Lois Sholademi. For more entertainment stories, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Now, Ken, have you gotten your akoko yet?
No.
I am this close to moving to the Iowa West Wagon.
You should. You might be a bit too late, though, because it looks like it's getting finished.
I mean, I think he's made their day. That was very obvious.
Yeah, there are little things that you do for people. You never know how it will go a long way to make their day. Thank you very much, Lois, for bringing us entertainment. And that's it for the news this afternoon. But for more news, like she mentioned, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. And as you can see on there, it says that our top story is that Interior Ministry has ordered probe into alleged assassination attempts on Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejapin. We also have other top stories trending across the country. My name is Kenneth. Jesse, enjoy your afternoon. See you tomorrow.